Marches have been held in cities around the world to protest against excusing rape by blaming the victim's appearance. Toa Payoh Town Park saw a furry crowd this afternoon. Hundreds of pet lovers and their dogs gathered for a carnival with a social message. If you think that's a teddy bear, look again. This unusual poodle was just one of the sensations at the furry party. It wasn't just a celebration of all things cute. Carnival organizers say it is also a platform for animal lovers to raise awareness about pet abandonment and abuse. That's all from me for Singapore Tonight. That's IT Uploaded is coming up after the break. The thinnest smartphone, the biggest smartphone, and one that makes heads turn. Timothy Go with the lowdown coming up next. Stay tuned.
Dia suka fashion, dia mau berlatih-latih lagi supaya menang.
She's 9, but already being beautiful is important because it's a means to their end. Children who spend their lives taking part in beauty pageants. Is winning everything to you?
Yeah.
When I grow up, on Get Real, Tuesday, 8 p.m. This blog has created an uproar by providing employers with a medium to complain about their name.
The creator of the blog says the website serves to warn prospective employers of maids with violent tendencies.
NGOs and maids themselves say that it violates the privacy of maids.
Who's right? Who's wrong? We'll trash it out here.
Made for Blog on Blog TV, Wednesday, 8 p.m.
That's IT Uploaded.
Believe it or not, the Windows operating system is now 10 years old. Yep, it's already been a decade, so this week, we'll turn the pages back and look at what made Windows what it is today.
95% of old desktops and laptops are powered by Windows OS of some form or another. Microsoft is looking to increase that market share or hold on to it tightly. Windows is set to unleash Windows 8, optimized for multi-touch functions and sporting the tiles that we now see in Windows mobile phones.
At some point in the future, where we really haven't committed to yet, we'll see Windows 8 come. And that'll be an interesting point in time. That'll enable new scenarios. So I think we'll see some evolution on the PC side, but I think Windows 8, fundamentally through the reimagining of what the PC is going to enable a whole bunch of new form factors. It'll certainly put us better into the slate space, I think, than we are today for people that are interested in that kind of device, which is largely sort of secondary to a PC. We still don't see too many people replacing their PC with a slate. It tends to be a complementary device. But I think, and by the time we're done with Windows 8, we're going to see form factors that people hadn't even considered yet. Touch becomes more ubiquitous. With our ability to run on ARM, it just opens up a whole lot of opportunities for our partners.
But it wasn't always like this. Back in those days, IBM and Apple were the standard computer operating systems, and Windows XP was just a slow starter in an already crowded place. Today, more than 330 million computers run business versions of the OS, including Windows NT, Windows 2000 Professional, and Windows XP Pro. Over 242 million PCs run the consumer versions like Windows Me, Windows XP Home, Windows Vista, and of course, Windows 7. Even our living room entertainment centers are now running on Windows. Windows Media Center links your PC to stereos and televisions, playing songs, recording programs, and even watching movies. I met Microsoft CEO Steve Ballmer when Windows launched the now-failed Vista in 2007. Back then, we were talking about Microsoft's dream of seamless connectivity, envisioned by its founder, Bill Gates. Well, with nearly all the world's client PCs running on the same OS, we can typically move from one machine to another without having to learn a new interface. We can even move files from system to system. And the array of applications to choose from is now wider than with other platforms. Most developers, of course, tend to build for Windows. We can say it's a chicken and egg situation because Windows is the dominant operating system, so more people develop applications for it. And one reason Windows stay popular is that so many applications are running on Windows. Windows and its dominance are part blessing, part curse, part perception.
You know, I think that's a misperception. I mean, certainly we do hear about things, and it's big news when something tries to hit a Windows PC because so many people are running those machines. But the fact of the matter, through the work we've done through Windows 7 and the work we've done in IE9, which is the most secure browser out there on the market today, the number of successful attacks on Windows PCs has gone down dramatically. And the last time I looked at the stats, it actually turns out there's more hits against Linux machines and against Apple machines than there are on Windows machines. They tend not to be as public because the install bases are much smaller, and the number of people infected are much smaller. But the truth of the matter is the safest platform you can be on these days is Windows 7 with IE, bar none.
There are 3 new release smartphones that landed on my desk this week, so we took them out, fiddled, swiped, and put them through the That's IT stress test.
The battle for the supremacy of smartness continues. This fiercely battled competition has seen many smarties vying for just a spot on your Christmas shopping list. First, take a look at the head-turner Nokia Lumia 800. Its sleek, matte, and almost seamless design stands out from the usual, irritatingly common iPhone touchscreen look. Welcoming you is the Windows Mobile 7.5 Mango on a 3.7-inch AMOLED screen that could blind you if you have not seen the light for a week. Seeing Windows Mobile operating system on a Nokia phone oddly gives you a sense of relief, as you are almost guaranteed free from the unacceptable lag from using touchscreen with a Symbian OS. What we experienced next was totally out of this world. The touch sensitivity on the Lumia 800 is surprisingly on par with an iPhone. Never did we think that anyone, including Android, can replicate such sensitivity. Under the hood of the Lumia is probably not worth mentioning compared to the next 2 biggies. A 1.4 gigahertz processor is way inferior from probably many other new Smarties, but that said, you won't really feel any lag while using your usual applications. And seriously, which smartphone was designed for multitasking? There are some Nokia applications created specially for the Windows Mobile platform that we really love. First of all, Nokia Drive, which immediately transforms your phone into a GPS. It provides you turn-by-turn instructions, and best of all, the maps are free. Next is Nokia Music. The really cool feature is mixed radio. This is the Pandora or Spotify for Asia. Never heard of these services? Well, this is a customizable radio station service where you can just listen to any genre of music you want for free. My favorite? Hits from the 80s. Next, we have the slim Motorola Droid Razr. The people from Motorola managed to squeeze a powerful 1.4 gigahertz dual-core processor into the slim body, making this a very fast bobblehead. Yeah, it has a bulge-out head that houses an 8-megapixel camera that is capable of full HD video recording and an HDMI output to screen your homemade HD video for instant self-gratification. The Razr is a warm fella and seriously lacked the juice of Road Warrior. But like Apple, an update might just help this cool things off. To summarize, the Motorola Razr is another Android smartphone that will actually give you a nostalgic feel just by calling out its name. I seriously don't think many like their new device to sound older than them. Sometimes history should just remain as history. On another note, Samsung is all about being the biggest. The Samsung Note is a giant Android smartphone with a ginormous 5.3-inch Super AMOLED screen. To complement that look, inside this giant is a 1.4 gigahertz dual-core processor capable of running dozens of unused applications in the background. Although big, this is not a heavy phone. Weighing just under 180 grams, this will be a fantastic device for people with big fingers and bad eyesight. And if finger pointing or swiping is not your thing, well, this device comes with a smart pen that can help you realize your dream as a digital painter. The big screen size surprisingly didn't affect the battery life much, and this should be a good device for budget airline travelers who constantly seek their own in-flight entertainment. Time for tablet owners to replace their tablets with this portable phone. Or is it a tablet? Or both? You decide.
And that's all I have for you this week on That's IT Uploaded. But if you want to be IT updated, do follow us on Twitter and join our conversation on Facebook. I'm Timothy Go. That's it.
Faces, each one distinct and different. They tell a story of who we are, where we've come from, where we've been. Every line, a milestone in that journey called life. In a continent of 4 billion, one news bulletin unveils the many faces of Asia, its nuances and perspectives. Understand Asia. It is, after all, our story. Primetime Asia, weeknights at 7 p.m., only on Channel News Asia.
A crowd gathered for Bone Up on Joint Health, a seminar on the advances in musculoskeletal health and wellness by Mount Elizabeth Hospital and Channel News Asia. 4 experts shared vital information on preventing and treating bone and joint injuries.
We hope that the participants of this forum understand that prevention is the best way of avoiding injuries. And even if injuries do occur, there are many methods of treating them to allow them to return to a fulfilling sporting life.
Something interesting, my first time in fact. Yeah, I learned a lot as well.
This seminar is quite useful. Now it's still halfway to go and I hope to learn more then.
Very informative and very up to date. If a person want to go for a surgery, they will know what they are in for.
Kind of teaches me on what I can do to prevent injuries and also what are the techniques that the surgeons are using. Basically, I find it's very useful and I recommend anyone to come by and just listen.
Brought to you by Mount Elizabeth Hospital. Supported by the following partners. Organised by Channel News Asia.
To some, they're trainiacs. To others, anoraks. To most, they're just geeks. But to these 4 young men, they prefer